1818. The moon, the hour of darkness, and here is the last step of 3 for the return to the original kingdom arrangement minus a whole lot of immaturity. Many ancient texts refer to this relatively short time as the hour of darkness, and to be sure, this hour is the last battle of the rebellious to retain their long-held positions of power. The picture of the severed flash-split mountain shown in 3 phases of the eons is showing the changing condition of the mountain of our Creator's eternal kingdom on the eternal side of the wall during the age of rebellion. In the Hebrew texts, our Creator often implores his females to return to the split in the severed mountain and reconcile. Indeed, this picture flashcard shows this eventuality in vivid detail. The 18th trump is attributed to the letter Kaf, which represents Pisces in the zodiac. It is called the moon. Pisces is the last of the signs. It represents the last stage of winter. Winter is symbolic for the age of rebellion. It might be called the gateway of resurrection. The letter Kaf means the back of the head, and is connected with the potencies of the cerebellum, the trilobed structure of the brain, lying posterior to the pons and medulla oblongata and inferior to the occipital lobes of the cerebral hemispheres, that is responsible for the regulation and coordination of complex voluntary muscular movement as well as the maintenance of posture and balance. In the system of the Old Eon, the resurrection of the sun was not only from winter, but from night, hour of darkness, midnight, and this card represents midnight. Aleister Crowley, The Book of the. Therefore, this picture flashcard is symbolically illustrating the actions on both sides of the reconciliation picture. Below, the sun the archer detailed previously and those males of light mind is journeying back through the very perilous hour of darkness. Both sides of this path are heavily guarded by Lucifer Set and his minions the wolves. Notice that in the background the moon eternal female collective is driving the action of the returning Sunday eternal male collective. There is a budding morrow in midnight, wrote Keats. For this reason there appears at the bottom of the card, underneath the water which is tinged with graphs of abomination, the sacred beetle, the Egyptian, page 147 of 233, Kepra, bearing in his mandibles the solar disk. It is this beetle that bears the sun in his silence through the darkness of night and the bitterness of winter. The bitterness of the rebellion. The word Kepra or HPRR means scarab, and as the animal was associated with life and rebirth, literally the word means he who is coming into being. The rebirth return of the kingdom. Early in Egyptian history the beetle also came to represent the soul rising from death, resurrected, transcendent, fully formed and ready to make its journey and face its judgment, reconcile in order to live in the afterlife. Yes, both sides, male and female. Notice the various aspects of the severed mountain shown in the picture flashcard. First we have the initiators of the original fracturing Lucifer Set standing guard at their bilge hours, the towers that are being broken down with the activity shown on this card, holding the keys male/female variants of the Ankh to the gates door of eternity of heaven. Secondly is the first target of this now ruling group shown severed to the ground in the blue of the moon, the mountain of the eternal female collective. Through this gap must the archer travel to ascend to the next golden of the sun mountain, the eternal male collective. Above the surface of the water is a sinister and forbidding landscape. We see a path for stream, serum tinged with blood, which flows from a gap between two barren mountains. 9 drops of impure blood, drop-shaped like yawns Hermes, fall upon it from the moon. Aleister Crowley, The Book of the. Notice the reference to impure blood, the theme of the rebellion. Breeding for superiority. The 9 judgment yawns Hermes rain down the notion of the semen of the gods on the archer sun as he travels the most lonely road through the treacherous landscape created by those guarding their well-crafted gauntlet. The scarlet and blue coiled/overlaid ribbons DNA of the moon show the continued infighting in the eternal female collective as those carrying the water for the rebellious continue their assault upon the weary traveler. Thirdly, the most assaulted pathway leads up to the healing of the Golden Mountain eternal male collective as shown with a higher, less severe gap. Behind this is the culmination of these efforts where the moon, struggling, is shown in the embrace of the sun, behind which the mixed golden and blue mountain rises above both the sun and the moon. Shades of the next picture flashcard of completion. The Sunday the moon, partaking as she does of the highest and the lowest, and filling all the space between, is the most universal of the planets. In her higher aspect, she occupies the place of the link between the page 148 of 233, human and divine, as shown in ADUII. In this trump, her lowest avatar, she joined the earthy sphere of Netsash with Melkut, the culmination in matter of all superior forms. Aleister Crowley, The Book of the Indeed, the Moon Eternal Female Collective has partaken of both the highest and the lowest of the eternal and mortal realms from which the stories of the giants originate. This path is guarded by taboo, think occult secrets. She is uncleanliness, harlotry, and sorcery. Upon the hills are the black towers of nameless Lucifer /Set, the secret god whose name should never be spoken. Mystery, of horror and of fear. All prejudice, all superstition, dead tradition and ancestral loathing, all combine to darken her face before the eyes of men. The great liars of the ages, the holders of secrets that needs unconquerable courage to begin to tread this path. Here is a weird, deceptive life. The fiery archer sense is balked, the moon has no air. The knight upon this quest has to rely on the three lower senses, touch, taste and smell. Visions are too risky in such a ripe environment of deception. Aleister Crowley, The Book of the To be sure, the pathway above is treacherous as designed by those guarding the way with their flood of misinformation and secrets. To what god shall we appeal for aid? It is Anubis, the watcher in the twilight, the god that stands upon the threshold, the jackal god of Chem, who stands in double form between the waves. At his feet, on watch, wait the jackals themselves, to devour the carcasses of those who have not seen him. Lucifer /Set, the secret god whose name should never be spoken, or who have not known his name. Aleister Crowley, The Book of the Herein is the importance of knowing one's creator. Groveling before those guarding this path will only get one killed. This is the pathway so very few travel. The path in the Great Pyramid blocked with 3 granite blocks. Monotheistic religions of deception as to the true identity of this god whose name is so secret. Lucifer,